Okay, so let me ask you, are you running your construction business to survive or to win? Because I talk to a lot of contractors who say they want to grow, but their actions and their mindsets are still holding them back, and they're stuck at a level of 1 or 2 people. They've built a cage that looks like a business, but in reality, they're hustling harder and in a tighter box. So if you've hit a ceiling and you can't figure out why you're stuck, I want to give you the same wake-up call that I wish I had earlier in my construction business career. Because the truth is that thinking small is the biggest thing that's holding you back. And this isn't going to be just some video all about mindset. So stick with me. There's going to be some valuable gold nuggets inside of here. So if you're new here and you don't know who I am, I'm Jesse Lane. I started a construction business when I was 22 and grew it into an 8-figure commercial general contracting company. And now I've started a software company built specifically for contractors that has all the tools that you need to succeed. So if you're interested in learning more about that, just check out structure.com and you could get started for free. So way back when, I had to make one of the hardest shifts in my life, changing the way that I thought. And that starts with this. I used to wear the staying small badge of honor, right? I would say stuff like, I keep my crew tight so I don't have to manage too many people, or I'd rather do the work myself than actually train someone to then just go mess it up. We're lean and efficient. We don't need a bunch of overhead. So that kind of thinking makes you feel like you're in control, but did you burn something? My wife's cooking eggs in the back. Anyway, but what you're doing is building a business that can't outgrow you. And here's the thing, the industry has changed. Labor is more expensive and it's harder to find. Subcontractors are stretched thin and they're not always reliable or available. Material prices are still unpredictable and clients are expecting faster timelines and communication more than ever. And while the game has gotten harder, there's still a lot of contractors playing with the same rules that they used 5 or 10 years ago. Let me give you an example. Back when my construction company was doing under $2 million a year, and I was still trying to keep every project under my thumb, I was quoting jobs, I was talking to every client, I was picking up the slack when a sub ghosted us on the job site, right? And I told myself it was just part of my job, right? But one Friday, I had visited 3 job sites before 2 p.m., and I still had 2 estimates to finish that afternoon. I remember thinking, if I don't change something, this is going to be my life forever, right? And the comfort of control had become my cage. And the first step for me for breaking out of this was admitting that thinking small wasn't protecting me, it was actually limiting me. The thing is, scarcity thinking is killing your growth. And after that burnout moment, I realized that I was making every single decision from a place of scarcity. I wasn't investing in systems because I didn't want to waste money. I wasn't hiring help because I didn't think I could afford it. I wasn't taking time to plan because I didn't think I had the time to spare. Does any of this sound familiar? That kind of thinking led to flatlining my growth. So you might inch forward year over year, but that's not real progress. It's just surviving at higher revenue, a little bit higher revenue, but we want to grow exponentially is ultimately the goal. But when you operate from scarcity, it bleeds into all of your decisions. It bleeds into your whole company. You underprice jobs because you're afraid of losing the work. You don't invest in training for your team, so you stay the smartest guy in the room, which makes you feel good, but that's not the right way to run a business that can run without you ultimately one day. And you try to run everything from your brain and your phone, and you tell everyone just to contact you if you have any questions, versus building a real system because it's cheaper and less time invested from your point of view. So if this is you, I would say it's time to retrain your brain and start making decisions like the business you want in the future, not the one that you currently have. So you need to block off some time for strategic planning, even if that means not actually working towards doing any project management or checking your jobs or estimating the next job. You could also bring in a full-time admin person, maybe an office manager, even when you can technically still do it all yourself, even though it's an expense of 70, 80, 90, 100 grand a year, whatever it may be, would be the biggest thing to help you be able to have the time to do strategic planning. Maybe even say no to some clients that don't respect your process, right? Even though the money looks good. This mindset shift is gonna help you create the space that you need to scale. And by the way, give this video a little thumbs up below if you're enjoying it. So something that I learned the hard way is that you can't grow into something that you're unable to picture in your mind, right? And for a while there, My vision went from being a successful general contractor to just trying to stop the bleeding and get through the day, right? To finish jobs faster and avoid client complaints and maybe have a Saturday or even a Sunday off. But that's not really a true vision, that's survival. And when you're in survival mode, your thinking in that position leads to survival mode results. You don't even consider bringing on a real estimator or a full-time office manager or that next project manager that can take all of this off of your plate. All you're thinking about is just building that next project schedule, checking on your jobs, and seeing how you can get through the next estimate faster. And you don't have time to explore better tools, right? You just keep using that same spreadsheet and you're hoping that no one messes up your formulas and you're hoping the spreadsheet doesn't crash again, right? So here's how to know if your vision is too small. If your goals are based only on reducing stress, not by increasing the impact. If you can't describe what your company will look like in 3 years without saying, just it'll be bigger, or we'll have more jobs, or we'll make more money. If your best case scenario still has you involved in every decision, you're not thinking like a true entrepreneur or visionary. You're thinking like a guy who's just trying to survive the next crisis. So stop for a moment and ask, what kind of projects light you up? What size team would give you more freedom, not more headaches? What's one bold move your business could make that your current one cannot do? And don't only just set targets, but cast a real vision to work towards. Like, what will your office look like? What will it smell like? What will it feel like? What's the vibe? What type of projects are you going to do? Are you do residential, commercial? Are you going to do $5 million jobs, $1 million jobs, $10 million jobs? Do you want to build a $100 million hospital? What's the vision? What's the mission? What kind of systems are you going to have installed? How much time are you going to have invested into your company on a weekly basis versus having your team look at the systems you've built and run your company for you? Is that what you want for the future? If so, you need to be on Structure Software because it does everything that your construction company needs. But if your vision only reaches as far as the next job or the next fire or the next paycheck, you'll never build a business that lasts and that gives you true freedom that hopefully you're looking for. But once you zoom out and start thinking like a true entrepreneur with a bigger vision so that the moves you make today will finally begin pointing you in the right direction. Here's the bottom line. If you're still stuck, burnt out, or wondering why your business isn't growing the way it should, it's probably not because you're lazy, it's just because your vision is too small. You've been thinking like a contractor trying to survive week to week, month to month, even quarter to quarter, but what you need is to start thinking like an entrepreneur, a general contractor, a construction business owner that's creating something that truly lasts. So if you want some help making this shift in your construction business, my software was built for contractors just like you that want to have a place to put all of their mission, their vision, their core values, their company systems, and run all of their projects and track all their financials, have a CRM that they can manage all of their leads. So really from the time a lead comes off of your website, flows into Structure, and everything just flows into from when that lead turns into a project and you can project manage. And then your team has all the SOPs and the systems and the checklists and the flow charts, and you can quiz them to make sure they understand your SOPs. Anyway, I'm rambling. Check out Structure at structure.com. You can get started literally for free. Won't cost you a thing. Click the link in the description. And we'll see you in the next YouTube video. Hope you have a good one. Think bigger. Peace.